Hey everyone, I'm Skyland Shore with MMO Attack today, and we are going to be looking at F.E.A.R. Online, which is a Warner Bros. Entertainment game developed by In-Play Interactive and published by Aeria Games, currently in its alpha testing. F.E.A.R. Online is a free-to-play first-person shooter that carries over basically the aesthetic in the world of the original F.E.A.R. franchise. Its main qualities include its range of game modes already right out of the bat, customization and crafting is included, as well as its ability to pretty much easily run on almost any machine. Players also have the ability to customize characters with different psychic powers, aesthetic outerwear, and different weapon loadouts. The payment model includes renting as an option, which I am a fan of, and in-game points, of course, can be spent to acquire items as well as actual money. It can be compared to titles such as Warface, and then also other Aeria FPS games. But I'm here to say, will it make an impact on the genre as a free-to-play, as a first-person shooter, or is it gonna be just a shadow of its predecessor? Either way, this is how it's gonna go. This is a first impression look at F.E.A.R. Online by me, Skyland Shore. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy. So first off the bat, yes, this game on paper probably should be considered a mediocre game and just another first-person shooter, another free-to-play first-person shooter, but I played the game, and I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed how it felt. I liked all of the different options that I had, and this is just alpha. A lot of alphas that I play are just very bland, very simple, 1 or 2 maps, and that's not always bad, but this game just like full-on gave me lots of stuff to do, and that's just fact. There's lots to do, and if they keep that up, I don't care what goes into the game, as long as they just keep adding content, that's awesome. We see games like Team Fortress 2 do that, where they just have lots of stuff and you just keep playing and you can't get enough of it. So if this game, what could have been a mediocre game, keeps adding content, keeps doing things like that, I could see myself playing it or adding it into my daily rotation of gaming. So one of the things that I had the most fun with was the PvE game mode, which consists of multiple maps, and inside the maps is you have sort of this game type where it's you and 3 other people, and you are traversing a map, very linear style, very F.E.A.R. style, has the very F.E.A.R. aesthetic, and you're going and you're completing these different challenges and checkpoints, almost kind of like Left 4 Dead, but very similar to Warface, which also has a PvE game mode. So you're completing these different challenges, you're racking up points, very arcade style, and then at the end you are rewarded. So the challenge is there, the cooperation is there, especially with the customization and the different loadouts that you can have. You could probably have all sorts of different team builds and everything. And I can see some different challenges happening here, like maybe you want to try to do a solo run or try to do speed runs with your team, maybe even some clans being built around this. I honestly think the PvE game mode has that much potential. I think it could even carry the game. While the PvP game modes, the maps aren't horrible, and then the PvP game modes are very similar to other games. They're not broken, really. They're nice. They're there. I just think that it doesn't have the uniquity that the PvE game mode has, but still, the F.E.A.R. aesthetic is there. You do have the customization and everything. I just feel like there in the normal game modes, that's where it's, well, normal. It's mediocre. But the game does have lots of options, lots available, and like I said, it's still alpha, so who knows what they could really do with it. And that leaves me excited. And that's really all I have to say about the game, is that I had fun. The list of little complaints that I have, I guess I could go through right now real quick. I did not like how floaty everything felt. I felt like the run speed wasn't fast enough. The sound effects weren't amazing. Of course, it's alpha. It could be placeholder. I think the graphics could be updated, at least in effects and post-processing. I can understand why you want it, like the simplicity, like Team Fortress 2, but I still like how Team Fortress 2 has all these effects that I can add on because I do have a more strong machine. It does run very well, of course. It runs like on any machine, so that's always a plus. That's why games like League of Legends and World of Warcraft are so big, because pretty much anybody can play them. And so I can't really say that's a complaint, but basically the overall game feel during the normal PvP situations, it isn't that entertaining. Like I said, I just had a lot of fun with the PvE. I did like one map though, however, where we're playing a certain game mode and we're taking these bases. You know, it's a very standard hold the base, get points for as long as you hold it. But there was actually 2 mechs, and the teams could sort of tug of war around the map with these mechs. Very reminiscent of Hard Suits and Blacklight Retribution. So that was actually very interesting too. Anyways, thank you for letting me rant. If you want to know games that are very similar to this game, I would have to suggest Warface, Blacklight Retribution, and of course pretty much any other Aeria game that's a first-person shooter. Thank you very much for listening. It was a very quick review and very to the point, but then again, it's an alpha, and there's a lot that could be added to the game. And honestly, I think it's fun. I like the direction it's going in, And like I said, even though it maybe in appearance it might look mediocre, it might seem a little bit too arcade for some people, but some people like the arcade games like Alliance for Valiant Arms and Soldier Front too. But I think this game actually has some true potential, especially with the aesthetic, and it is the F.E.A.R game. It is F.E.A.R, so who knows where they could go with it. Hopefully it's somewhere nice, but that's pretty much all I can give is my optimism, which it's there. I am optimistic about the game, and that's all I can say. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Skylant Shore with MMO Attack, and we'll see you guys later.